It was the school holidays. Maud and Scram were being looked after by Grandad Lee and Grandma Lisa. Mummy had dropped them off early on her way to work. Maud felt tired as she sipped her cup of tea and ate her jam on toast that Grandma had made for her. Scram had already had his breakfast at home and wasn't really allowed treats, but he looked longingly at Maud until she snuck him a piece of toast under the table. Grandad looked over his newspaper. He'd seen Maud give Scram some toast. He gave Maud a wink and made a shush sound with his finger over his lips. Grandad was always making jokes and having fun. He worked in a sweet factory, but had taken the day off to go to the park with Maud, Scram, and Grandma. Grandma was busy washing up the breakfast pots and packing up sandwiches for their trip. Maud was excited as the park had a swing and slides and a tennis court. Maud played tennis after school through the week with her friends, Neve, Rose and Chris. Chris was a little bit older from a different school. He joined in too. He was funny and kind and always made them laugh. Grandad's phone was on the table and it started to ring. He looked to see who was calling. "I wonder who this is," said Grandad. "I don't recognise the number and it's not one of my contacts. How odd." He answered the phone anyway. "Hello," said Grandad in his usual cheery voice. "It's who?" Grandad's face changed. He looked puzzled. "The bank? There's a problem with my account? Oh no! What do I need to do?" "I see. OK. Let me get my bank card." Maud looked at Grandad Lee. He looked very worried. He started rummaging through his coat pockets for his wallet. It wasn't there. "Just a minute," he said to the caller. "I think it's in the bedroom." He put the phone down and went upstairs. Scram came to sit at the side of Maud. His head tilted, one of his ears bent down. Maud looked at him and realised something was going to happen. Scram's black collar started to flash red. Maud knew Scram had something very important to say when his collar flashed red. He needed to tell Maud now. Scram said, "Grandad needs our help, Maud. He's had a call from someone he doesn't know. They're asking for his bank details. It sounds like fraud, Maud. Grandad should not give any personal or bank details out to someone he doesn't know. They might not be who they say they are. Sometimes fraudsters call you when you're not expecting it and pretend to be someone important. They trick you into believing that they're someone else." Scram reminded Maud what Mrs. Ahmed had taught her at school about phone safety. Nobody will call you and ask you to give details about yourself, your bank, your passwords, or ask you for money. These things are private and you must keep them protected and safe. Never give details out, especially bank card details, to a stranger on the phone, no matter who they say they are. It could be fraud, Maud. Maud stopped and thought. Scram said, "That might be a fraudster trying to take Grandad's money. You must tell him." Just at that moment, Grandad Lee came dashing back into the room and picked up his phone from the table. "Right, I found it. I have my card details here," he said. "Grandad, stop!" shouted Maud. Grandad looked at Maud. Maud said, "Mrs. Ahmed said never give your details to a stranger on the phone. It might be a fraudster trying to get your money. Always go to your bank and check." Grandad stopped and thought. "You're right, Maud. Something does not feel right about this call. I must check with my bank first." He pressed the red button to end the phone call. "Thank you, Maud. It's a good job you reminded me. That man was so bossy on the phone, he got my head in a spin. I think we'd better get Grandma Lisa and go to the bank on our way to the park. We can tell them what happened. I don't want to lose all my pennies. I'll need them for an ice cream later." Grandad Lee went to get Grandma Lisa. Scram turned to Maud and said, "Well done, Maud. Now Grandad's money is safe." Scram's collar stopped flashing red. He knew that there was no more danger. Maud hugged Scram. "Thank you for keeping Grandad safe," said Maud. Scram smiled a doggy smile, with a little bit of jam on his whiskers. They drove to the bank. When they got inside and explained what had happened, the lady said, "You did the right thing. That call wasn't from us. We would never call you and ask for your details. That was someone trying to take your money. Let's have a talk in private. We'll need to tell the police about this." Grandad was very pleased Maud had warned him. She had been right. After they left the bank, they all set off in the car to the park. Getting out of the car, Maud could see the swings and a big long slide. The ice cream van was also there. Maud ran and Scram chased after her. Will you remember to be like Maud and Scram? Tell your family not to give their bank details to a stranger who they don't trust. Be safe. Think fraud, Maud. What should you do if an unknown caller calls your phone? How can you check a caller is who they say they are? What should you say if someone asks you for your password or personal details? Why is it important to keep your details safe? Be safe. Think fraud, Maud.
Moan and scram, they're keeping us safe, keeping us safe, keeping us safe. Moan and scram, they're keeping us safe.